Okay, so in the last video, I talked about an underrated game called Virtual Reality, and today we're going to be talking about another underrated game called The Under Presents, which was made by the same people who made Virtual Reality. Alright, so the game is split into two halves. The first is an online puzzle game, and the second is an online social experience thing. But before you can play either of those, you first must do the tutorial, which is actually free to play. Okay, so when you boot up the game, you're in a big, black, foggy mud desert with a mask in the distance. Upon approaching the mask and wearing it, you're transported to another place, which is the outside of a bar called The Under. Also, did I mention the movement in this game is really weird? You kinda pull yourself over to places as reality warps around you, as you can probably see on the screen. Anyways, when you go up to the bar and try to open the door, you are denied entry, but suddenly you hear rustling in the trash can beside you. As you approach the trash can, this guy appears. This guy's name is the MC, and he basically runs the place. The MC shows you to the backstage of The Under, where all the props and stuff used in all the performances that go on in The Under are stored. As you walk around, he gives a speech about the history of The Under and all the crazy people who've been in it. So throughout the game you can get secret cutscenes which tell you about the backstory and lore of The Under. And to keep it brief, basically there was a massive nuclear explosion which caused a time rift, making a bunch of random objects and people to be dragged into it and taken to an alternate dimension, which is this place. And the MC was created in the explosion and placed in this alternate dimension. Now, since it was pretty boring in the alternate dimension, the MC decided to set up The Under, an entertainment venue where people who were sent to the alternate dimension could go and be entertained. Anyways, he shows you to an elevator which requires two people to work, with one person pushing a button on either side of it. But then he has to answer a phone call and says he's gonna leave and tells you that another person will be on the way to help you work out the elevator. Suddenly an alarm goes off and you're transported to the room where the elevator started in, and you see another player, but it's revealed, or you can probably guess, that this is not another player, and in fact your past self, recreating the actions you did 5 minutes ago. After helping yourself use the elevator, you get transported to a room with a bunch of doors, and with trial and error, when you open the correct door, you're transported to a room with a hologram projector on, which shows many of the MC's past performances. After solving a puzzle that I will not spoil how to do, you are transported to a room with the MC, and in that room there is a glass bottle, and in that glass bottle there's a boat with people on. Now basically what's going on here is that the people on the boat and the boat itself are trapped in a time loop, forever to repeat the same events over and over again, just for you and the MC's entertainment. And in this time loop where everyone has to repeat the same things, each of the crew members on the boat slowly die in different ways, and the MC instructs you for entertainment to figure out how to stop and prevent each of their deaths, to see if you can save everyone on the boat. Then the MC transports you onto the boat, where you're able to see a bunch of the crew members really close to their death. Now this is essentially the story mode of the game, where you have to figure out how to prevent each of their deaths. However, since this is just a tutorial, you're not really able to do much. It's here that you meet Adela, who seems to be immune to the time loops, and asks you to save her in the next time loop after the ice and the tiger, whatever you interpret that as. After it fades to black, you are able to explore the online mode. After a small fee, you're free to explore the online mode. Now the online mode is probably where you'll be spending most of your time in The Under, and there's a lot of things to do here, from watching live and pre-recorded shows to crafting things with your mask, but most importantly, interacting with other players. Since there's no microphone, you're just gonna have to rely on using objects to interpret what you and other people are feeling. As you can see on screen, a guy's trying to kill someone else with a chair, but luckily someone else steps in to stop them from being hit with a chair. Now, most of the time it's just pre-recorded shows playing, but every so often a live show can play, but it's very rare, and I like to spend most of my time just pulling all-nighters with my friends, grinding and waiting for live actors appear, whilst we walk around the worlds trying to figure out things to occupy ourselves with whilst we wait. Now, in terms of the free roam of the Under Presents, I don't really have much to say besides it just looks really nice. Like this place, the gift shop, my second favourite place in the game. Now, the gift shop is just very epic. It's a gift shop for the story mode, there's plushies and crisps and, well, it's just very epic and very cozy. I've spoken to a lot of people who like to roleplay as the owner of the gift shop and try to sell people things, but since there's no microphone, they have to show and convince them that, oh look at me, I'm running a gift shop. Or how about this bunker which holds a dark secret? If by any chance you actually do get this game, which I really hope you do, and you decide to go down and try and explore this bunker, there's some specific requirements you need to open the door of the bunker. So just go grab a player that has something other than the default mask and bring them over to the bunker and they'll probably know what to do to open it. Now, I'm just going to leave this video off at this. This game has a whole other secret side to it that I just don't want to spoil. Don't worry, it's not a horror game. Just buy the game and you'll see what I mean after you play for a couple hours.